So this next story is going to probably seem like a sort of a repeat from last week, but it's not. This is a story about Nikki Haley. And last week I covered how the polls are manipulated to try to boost her up, and we're getting further confirmation of that. And thankfully, more people in conservative media are starting to catch on to that fact. That's a good thing. For clarity, when it comes to Nikki Haley, I do consider her to be the worst potential Republican nominee in my lifetime. Yes, worse than George W. Bush, worse than John McCain, even worse than Mitt Romney. She is that bad. She is a neocon, hardcore. I mean, Dick Cheney in high heels might not do her that moniker might not do her justice as far as her charisma, her personality, or whatever. It's just not there. It's just not. I don't trust her at all. Okay, there's certain people in politics, vast majority that I don't trust. I take my trust level of her to the lowest possible level. That's how bad she is. She really is that horrible. And if I'm forced into Ron DeSantis, fine. I don't like him, but I would vote for him over Nikki Haley any day. But we were forced into Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't trust him, but I would vote for him over Nikki Haley any day. And if the choice came down to either Nikki Haley or Chris Christie, I'd probably try to seek an audience and do everything I could to get Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to redo his economic plan, perhaps get some more conservative-minded economists to advise him and revamp that, because his economic plan, he's right on several topics, but when it comes to the economy, he is arguably worse than Joe Biden. Seriously. I mean, Kennedy-onomics would be worse than Bidenomics, if you could possibly imagine that, and I know you probably can't, but it's true. It's just awful. And at this point in American history, we can't have even worse economic policies than we already have. But according to this article, it's over at the National Pulse, Raheem Kassam. I'm just going to read a couple of sentences from it, because the rest of the story, he dives into details, reasons that he believes this latest poll is wrong. But you should be able to hear and determine that it's wrong based upon just the first two sentences. So the article's titled, "The New Nikki Haley Hype Poll in New Hampshire Isn't All It Seems." No, it's not. Unless you're like me, and what you think it seems like is that it's a manipulation by the uniparty swamp to try to stir up false hope, perhaps false momentum surrounding Nikki Haley. That's what they're trying to do. Anyway, according to the article, a new CBS YouGov poll purports to show Nimrata Nikki Haley gaining on President Trump in New Hampshire. The top lines show Haley with 29%. Up from just 11% during the last poll. 29%. She almost tripled her support since the last poll. Now, is she moving up? Yeah, you betcha. Not because of anything she's doing, but because the DeSantis campaign is tanking so miserably. As a result, the NeverTrumpers, who will vote for whoever they think can beat Trump in the primary, anybody, they'll vote for anybody. Okay? Anybody. They would take literally anyone over Trump in the primary. They are that unhinged that they still don't understand. Okay, now keep in mind, they're still kind of questioning, how did we possibly survive the first term of President Trump? Because they were certain that first term was going to destroy the United States of America. They were certain of it. And when that didn't happen, when we actually flourished for the first 3 years up until COVID, it's like, we don't understand. Our calculations aren't coming out, but by golly, we weren't wrong about him. And we're sure that if he gets a second term, then that's it. It's over. He's literally going to walk into every household in the United States of America, and he's going to blow every household up with a nuclear bomb. Where we checked with our statisticians, we're 100% certain that that's exactly what's going to happen on day one of a Trump presidency. 330 million nuclear bombs. It's not funny. I mean, it is, but it's not. That's how unhinged they are. Point is that they are manipulating these polls. They're trying to use these to manufacture momentum for Nikki Haley, because they think that she's the last hope. Maybe not. Maybe they have. There is another. Maybe they're still hoping that Glenn Youngkin will pop in or something. I don't know. They're giving up on DeSantis. They don't like Ramaswamy. Chris Christie is just a puppy that they thought he was going to be a big attack dog, and it's like he's been completely neutered because he can't go out there and rip on Trump during the debates, and so he's relegated to getting on CBS News to say, oh, Trump's going to kill us all with nuclear bombs or whatever it is that he says. Point is that I'll leave the link to this article in the show notes. But yeah, they're trying real hard to make Nikki happen. Didn't they watch Mean Girls? Stop trying to make Nikki happen. It's not going to happen. And there's a reason. So just to be clear, it's more than just that they're manufacturing this and that she's so far behind and doesn't really have a chance. It goes beyond that. Okay, and this is so if you're one of those people, it's like, well, you know what? I still support Trump, but what if they take him out? Okay, we all have. I mean, let's acknowledge the fact that the deep state is putting everything they can possibly throw at Trump to try to prevent him, to try to take him out from even being the candidate. Okay, they're doing everything they can through lawfare and hopefully, please Lord, don't let it happen, but possibly even other means. They're wanting to try to take him out. So people are thinking in the back of their minds. I think a lot of you are. And what is the alternative? Okay, what if they take out Trump? Okay, what if he goes to jail or something? Number one, of course, we all know that chances are the nation would burn as a result. But let's say the nation survives and we still have an election in 2024. Then who's the backup? And maybe you're thinking, maybe Nikki Haley could. I mean, she is supposed to be able to beat Biden more easily than everybody else, except that's not the case. Let me turn to this other story by Susie Moore over at Red State. Latest Fox News poll shows Trump with widening lead. That's not news, but there is a second part to it. And an interesting note on voters' second choice. And let's scroll down. Trump's winning. Okay, now, when asked, this is asking Trump supporters, asked their second choice, the top picks among Trump supporters are DeSantis with 50%. So if Trump gets taken out, DeSantis allegedly will get half of the Trump voters on his side. Number two is Vivek Ramaswamy, Mr. MAGA, wannabe better MAGA than Trump. That's how he positions himself. He's coming in at 20%, and Nikki Haley's coming in at 14%. She's not even. There's 86% of Trump supporters consider her to be their second choice, their backup choice. How many of those people would go to RFK Jr. instead of Nikki Haley? How many of those people might even just say, you know what? No, we're just not going to vote at all. I would say a lot of people would. If Nikki Haley were to become the nominee, then I believe that Joe Biden or whichever Democrat they slide in there instead of him will beat her. They're trying to position her as the one that is most likely to beat Joe Biden. That's not true. It's the exact opposite. She is the one that would lose the most handily to Joe or Michelle Obama or Gavin Newsom or whoever else they throw up at us. She might be able to beat Kamala Harris. Okay, I think she could probably beat in a Nikki Haley versus Kamala head-to-head battle. She probably could beat Kamala, but I think she would lose to Joe, despite all of his dementia problems. I think that I know she would lose to Michelle Obama, and I know that she would almost certainly lose to Gavin Newsom. Both Obama and Newsom are extraordinarily talented campaigners, orators. They've got, deep state and all sorts of things behind them in ways that's what props Joe up. But that's a whole other discussion for another day. Point being is that no, don't think that Nikki's the best second choice just because you think that she has a good chance of beating Joe or anybody else. It's actually the worst. Now, let's finish this segment off with this is actually, it's funny because I got this from Zero Hedge, but it's actually from the Epoch Times. Austin Alonso over there. Haley's top backers include Democrat donors, Silicon Valley billionaires. And I would say most of you know this, but for those who don't, let's go ahead and just throw this out there and let's use this as the nail in the Nikki Haley political career coffin. Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley is racking up endorsements from key conservative fundraisers ahead of the 2024 primaries. She already has solid backing from wealthy donors in Silicon Valley, including those who typically donate to the Democrat Party, as well as her network of political action committees. Sounds strange. According to the FEC filings and her campaign's spending ahead of the Iowa caucus, the former United Nations ambassador, her main political action committee is SFA Fund, Inc. However, Ms. Haley is also linked to two other super PACs and a 501c4 organization. Stand for America. That's the big one. According to the IRS, okay, here it is. According to the IRS, no, that's not it. Where's the part? Where is it? I lost it. It was. I think I picked the wrong article. Well, listen, it's okay because I already know what it's supposed to say or what it should have said. It should have said that the bad guys, the worst guys out there, we're talking about the rhinos, we're talking about the so-called independents, we're talking about the, I guess you could say the non-radical Democrats. They're all flocking to Haley. And I'm not talking about the voters. Keep in mind, as I've already noted, the voters aren't going to flock to her. But the money people, the people that are bundling the donations, the people that are going out there and giving big money to these PACs, they're the ones that they were all Team DeSantis. Still, it's like, whoa, wait a second, this guy doesn't know how to run a campaign. How's he going to be able to beat Trump? How's he going to be able to beat Biden? We better seek somebody else. Oh, look, Nikki Haley's surging. Let's go jump on that bandwagon. Anybody but Trump. Anybody but Trump. Again, JPMorgan Chase. Okay, Jamie Dimon, Larry Fink over at BlackRock. Just that alone, the fact that not only are these two that we know of and likely other globalist elite cabal financiers, not only are they backing and encouraging other uber rich backers to back Haley, they're endorsing her and going to meet with her. But the worst part is this. She's taking the meetings. She's going to them. She's saying, guys, whatever it takes for me to win, I'll do it. You guys tell me what you need me to do, what you need me to say, and I'll do it. Just help me to win. I don't have that as first-hand knowledge. I don't even have that as second or third-hand knowledge. I just have an intuition for such things. And that's why she's taking these meetings. And that's why after these meetings, they're saying, hey, guys, let's get behind Nikki Haley. You really think they're going to back a Republican? Why would they back a Republican who supposedly is going to work against their interests? They wouldn't. They would only back a Republican that they believe that they can control. And they can control Nikki Haley. Spread the word. Make sure everybody knows that. Whether it's the border crisis or any of the other 15 existential threats that the Biden-Harris regime has imposed upon us, with the help, of course, of the uniparty swamp and the globalist elite cabal, there are reasons why people need to take charge of their own food security. You need to start stocking up food as best you can, long-term storage food, and we can help. Go to Whole Cows TLD, that's for the Liberty Daily, we're wonderful, wonderful partners. Whole Cows and TLD working together. Go to Whole Cows TLD, use promo code TLD15, and stock up on freeze-dried long-term storage ribeye, New York strip, tenderloin, the good stuff. Don't get the bad stuff, get the good stuff. Eat well during the apocalypse by going to wholecowstld.com, using promo code TLD15 for 15% off, and then have a Merry Christmas.